Hello everybody. We are basically going to be working on the chat page for our ChatGPT clone. Now, as you can see, we have test answer from AI, test prompt from user. When we go up, you can see an actual dummy prompt that we put in and how it will look like, the maximum height. And we know that once we refresh the page, it will go to the most recent prompt or the most recent text that we have sent or received, right? So yeah, let's not waste too much time and just get into the project, get it done. All right. Okay, so I want us to quickly move on to the chats page, right? Now we know that most of the time you have your prompt here and then you have the AI's reply right around here, right? So I mean, in general, that is what we want to be able to build, just like what we have in the intro. So let's just go straight into the project. I'm quickly going to go to the chat.jsx here. Let's quickly highlight this and bring our brackets. Then we can clear whatever is in here, right? And then we start by creating our first class, and then we say main chat, we say the main chats, right? And then with the main chat or the chat main, however you want to name it, what you want to do is inside you want to have a chat wrapper. Okay, so inside the chat wrapper you want to have another component or another div called chat, right? Then inside the div called chat you want to have a div with the class name of message, right? Then we can just put in a test. Okay, so I would say test answer from AI, right? Test answer from AI. And then when we come down here, I'll just say message. So I'll say message message. Then inside we say message user. So message user is here. Then inside I'll just say test prompt from user, right? That's cool. All right, so now that we have both of these bad boys here, what we want to do is let's quickly just duplicate them so they become almost like a long list. Okay, so we have this long list of texts and prompts or messages that we can use and style. So after we've been able to do this, let's quickly move on to how we are going to style all these bad boys to make them look good, like our chat board or our chat box. So I'll quickly just take the first, which is what's the chat main, right? Now because we are dealing with pixels and stuff, some things might look a little irregular here, but they should look better when we maximize the screen, so don't worry. So I'll just say my height should be what, 100%. all right, then I'll make my display flex. Let's not forget the flex direction, and then we make that a column. All right, then right after that we make sure that we align items to the center. Okay, then we are going to do one more thing. Okay, now the reason why we would do the position relative is because of the form, that the text box, right? The prompt box where you type your prompt, right? That's why we add the position relative. So you don't worry, when we get to that point you understand, but for now, just so we don't get any errors in the future, let's just add a position relative so we stay safe. All right, then we can come down here and then apply our chat wrapper. Okay, so here I'll just say flex 1, and then down here I'll just say overflow y auto overflow wise auto, and then we have the width of 100%. Then we have the justify content center. Right, so okay, I'm seeing some let me quickly scroll down. Okay, all right, that's cool. Don't forget to make sure that you check your routes so that you can see this page. All right, so yeah. Oh, no, my mouse keeps doing whatever it wants to do. Right, so yeah, everything is okay. Now let's quickly do something. Right, let's work on this chat here. Okay, so we will come down here, and then we'll take the chat, right, and then we'll apply the stylings. Okay, but before we do that, oh come on, so yeah, oh, my mouse keeps pressing stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that the chat.css was linked, and it is linked, obviously. So let's just continue. Okay, so for the chat here, let's give it a width of 50%. Okay, and then we give it a display flex as well, and then we apply what, a flex direction column, right? Okay, so it is back. Then we would say something. Okay, right, what are we trying to understand, or what are we trying to do? We are trying to take each and every message or answer from AI, and then we are going to just set a padding to it, right? So let's just take that message class, right, and just assign some padding to that. So padding, okay, then we give that what, 20 pixels. Okay, that should be okay. All right, now that we've been able to set this up, we'll now take the message user. So how do we do that? We say message, and then we take user, so message user, and then we say what, background color. So the background color is going to be what, 2C2937. okay, then you can see that we have these bad boys working like we want them to. Then you come down here, and then we give it a border radius, and then the border radius is going to be 20 pixels, obviously, right? Then right after giving them our border radius, we want to make sure that we set the max width to be what, 80%. all right, so the max width is 80%. okay, my mouse is still messing around, but yeah. Max width is 80%, and then we align self to flex end. Okay, so as you can see here, we are facing a little bit of a problem when it comes to how this thing is looking. Okay, now let's not shake, let's not shiver. This is just something quite easy that should be fixed, right? So how are we going to fix this? So let me first of all reverse a few things. Let's first of all take out the relative, right? And then let's check for a few things. I want to check for the border, so I'll just say 1 pixel, and I'll say solid, then I'll say red. Okay, I'm not seeing the border, so I need to make sure that the class name I'm passing is the right class name. Okay, so we meant chat main, not main chat. So okay, oh, my mouse. Oh yeah, so chat main. So okay, Okay, so you can see that it is working as we expect it to. And then right down here I can release this and then cut this out. Okay, so let's not forget that we are applying justify content center here, but we haven't applied display flex. So yeah, that should obviously take everything to the middle as we expect it to. Okay, so we basically have these bad boys working like we want them to, obviously. All right, now that we have them working, we want to do a few things, right? Let me quickly maximize this. Now you see that now that we've maximized this, let's quickly go to lorem ipsum and pick up one long statement. That's pretty long. I'll just copy this and then I'll put it here. I'll put it here. Yeah, so I'll just let me unselect this and come. So I'll come here and I'll come to test prompt from user. Okay, this is a little too big, but I mean, okay, it's okay. Then what we can do is, yeah, so you can see how it is over here, right? Nice and clean. We are just going to do a few more changes, or some slight changes, right? Now what are the changes that we are going to make? We want to make sure that at the end of the day, when we refresh the page, it scrolls automatically to the bottom, right? Like it will come to the bottom here, right? Now how we are going to do that is quite simple. Let's just do it. So I'll just come to the chat here, right? What we can do is we can create like a closed component div that we are going to, so we can just say div here and then we just close it up by doing this, right? So then we apply a ref, and then let's say this ref is end ref. Okay, then we'll go up here, and then we say const end ref is equal to use ref and null. Okay, so use ref and null. Then we'll come here and we'll come and say use effect, and then inside use effect to create our function. Now inside this function, let's make sure that it's rendering once whenever we refresh the page. Then here we would say that take this end ref and select the current property of it, and then inside we'll say what scroll into view. Okay, scroll into view, right? And then we'll select the behavior. Okay, to smooth. Okay, yeah, I think I'm supposed to keep this inside. Yeah, so it should work. So when we come here and we come and refresh, it should, okay, it says okay, set, oh yeah, we didn't spell it well, so smooth. Okay, and then let's refresh. Now you can see that it's taking us to the last div that is at the bottom. Okay, nice and clean. Okay, so now that we know that, right, we want to be able to create our text box at the bottom here. All right, so this text box, right, that we are going to be creating at the bottom is what is supposed to help us write our prompts and stuff, right? Now in order for us to create this text box, we are going to need a new component called the new prompt here. right? So as you can see, when you come to the component here, you can see that I have already created a new folder here called new prompt. So no need to recreate them, but I mean for you have to create that folder. So this new prompt here, I'm going to create a file called new prompt.gsx, right? Then right inside the same folder, I'm going to create new prompt.css. okay, new prompt.css. okay, so you should remember it's inside the components folder in your SRC. So now let's let's click on this and then use our REFCE to initialize a lot of things, and then let's not forget to import our new prompt.css. so import new prompt.css. new prompt.css. okay, so it has been imported successfully. So what we are quickly going to do isn't going to be anything too serious. We're just going to clean this out and then we'll just start. So you're basically going to start with like a bunch of fragments. okay, then okay, let's just do it. Right, let's start by having a form, and then the form is going to be a new form class, right? It's going to have a class of new form, and then I want to quickly remove the just remove this. Then inside the form you are going to be needing a couple of things, right? Now what are we going to be needing? We are going to need a label. Now what is this label for? This label is going to represent the attachment icon that we are going to be using to add images for our AI to analyze, right, and give us results, right? So for this, let's set the HTML4 to be file. Now the reason we are doing that is when we create our input element, you are going to have to assign an ID to that input element, so that it's linked to the label. So when we click on the label, it automatically functions as that input element, right? Okay, so now that we know this, let's quickly come below and then implement what we want to implement. So the input file, so inside here I can just clear the name and then assign file to the ID. So but it's not showing here, right? So let's make sure that it shows. We'll go back to chat, come down here and then assign new prompt. So assign new prompt. Okay, sure. Okay, let me try to raise this one above a bit. I mean, we are not done with the stylings yet, so I just wish we could see it at least right now. Okay, it says new prompts, the file does not exist. Okay, that's strange. Let's go here. Okay, okay, let's clean this side. Let's clean this and then re-import. Okay, it says our CSS. Oh, where is this? So it says our CSS hasn't been imported. I think, yeah, it's a capital N, not a small n. Okay, so let's quickly, right, so you can see it's here. So for this here, we want to make sure that we are hiding it. So in order for us to be able to hide it, we just add hidden, right, and then we set a property to be multiple, and then we say false, so that means you can't add multiple attachments, right? Then we give it a class name, so a class name of new form image, new form button image is much better. New form button image. Okay, so all right, so now how do we see our label? We could just say attachment or att, and then you see when we click on it, it will act as though it is here. So but that's not the plan. That's not the plan. The plan is to add an icon, so we'll just add this image. Okay, so for this image, what we are going to do is we are going to import an icon that I took from icon 8, as you can see here. So okay, let me just clear this. So yeah, I just searched for attachment white or something, yeah, white attachment, and they gave me this. I just selected one of them and then I used. So yeah, you can see that I imported it here and I renamed it. Okay, so now that we know this, let's import that attachment image. So we'll just import and then give it the name, and then we say from, then the path, okay, then we say public image, then we say what, attachment .png, since that's the name. Okay, so attachment.png. When we scroll down and then we come to this place to come and apply the style. So apply the image or the png. You can see that it appears here. Okay, so now that we've been able to do this, let's not forget to add a few things. That is the class name. So for the class name here, let's give it a new form label. Okay, and then let's give the image here class name. So the class name is new form. Okay, so new form label. Okay, so for the image is going to be new form button image, like we described. Okay, so let's quickly take this and put it here, and then take this and change it to inputs. Okay, so yeah, clean this, new form inputs. Okay, so yeah, now that we've been able to set up the attachment and where and how it should work like we wanted to, let's not forget to add one more thing, which is the input, where we are going to be putting our prompts. So this input is basically going to be a type of text, and then we are going to add a placeholder that says what, ask me anything. Okay, then we give it a class name of what, can give it a class name of what, this new form input. So let's just cut this and put it here. The one on top wouldn't need a class name because it's hidden, right? So what's there, the style, every styling we are going to do, we are going to apply it here. Okay, so new form inputs like we wanted to, then we'll come down again and then we'll add a button. Okay, then this button is going to have an image. Okay, so this image is going to be the arrow image. So let's just copy what is above here, paste it here, select this one as well, change it to arrow.png, and then we'll come here, and then we say arrow. Okay, then you can see that the arrow is here inside the button hideous. But we are going to fix that. So let's quickly fix that by adding a class name on top of this button. So class name, and then we say new form button. So new form button, and then now that we have that all worked out, I guess we could try to start adding our stylings, just so things come together the right way they have to. Okay, so let's go to the new prompts.css, and then we start by adding the new form. So for the new form, we will give it a width of 50%, right? And then we would give it a position absolute. So you see, this is why we apply position relative to the main chat div, right? So that let's see, let me show you. So bottom 0, so you can see now it's at the bottom, but where is it at the bottom of? It's at the bottom of this chat page, right? So okay, so we are going to say background color. This background color is going to be what? 2C2937. okay, then now that we have this, we can now come with a border radius. So border radius of 20 pixels as usual, and then we give it a display flex, then we give it align item center, then we give it a gap 20, okay, then padding, so we give it a padding, so 0 pixels top and down, and then 20 pixels left and right. So yeah, that's basically it. Then we come down here, and then we are going to be taking two class names, and then we'll apply the same stylings to them, right? So how do we do that? We'll first of all start by taking the new form button, right? New form button, and then we'll take the new form label, right? So let's not forget to add our full stop here, so that it recognizes it as a class. Then down here, we'll take the border radius of 50%, okay. Then we'll give it a background color of 605E, right? 605E68, okay. Then now that we've been able to apply this background, let's not forget to remove every border that is, part of all these things. So border none, obviously. Then we'll give it a padding of 10 pixels. Then we say display flex as usual, align the items to center, and then we justify content center. Then let's not forget the cursor pointer. Okay, so now that we are done with this, we'll say new form button image. Then we say the width is 16 pixels, then the height is 16 pixels, right? So the width is 16 pixels, the height is 16 pixels. Let's not forget to apply the same stylings to the arrow. So I'll just come here, give it a class name, and assign the same thing here. Okay, so let's go back to our new prompts.css here, and then let's take the new form input. So new form input, and then inside here you're going to give it a flex 1. Okay, so things get a little even, and then I would say I'll give it a padding of 20 pixels. Then I'll say border none, right? Then right after that, I'll make sure that I say that all the outlines, right? What is an outline? You know, oh, my mouse is misbehaving again. Just minimize this. So what is an outline? An outline is this part, right? So you're going to say that the outline should be none, right? And then we say that we don't want that are white background color, so I'll just say background color is transparent. Okay, background color is transparent. Then we give it the normal text color. We'll give it C E, yeah, or yeah, right. Then we would say that the font family, we wanted to inherit it, so font family inherit. It's going to take the properties that we applied. So yeah, that's basically it. Now as you can see, it seems a little weird here, right? But don't worry, really don't. I'll just expand and you see that, you know, it looks just like how we want it to look, right? So now that we have this all set up, you know, when I click on this, it should open up this dialog for us to submit or add an image, and then this one too should help us. When we type, we should see the changes here. Now you can see when I refresh, right, you can see that we are left with one more thing here right at the bottom here. Let's not worry ourselves too much, and let's just bring this one back here and let's go to our chat.jsx, right? Take this bad boy, cut this bad boy real quick, then go to the new prompt. Then over here we just add a nice class name, so this class name, you're going to say what? End chat. Okay, then for this end chat that we have here, right, we just take this, right, we'll go here, let's go on top. Okay, then I'll paste that, and I would say I want a padding bottom of what? 100 pixels. Okay, then okay, yes, it's then let's not forget to go back to our chat.jsx, take everything that we set up over here and then send it here real quick. Okay, so we are going to have to import a few things, but no need, we can just cut them out here and import them here as well. So yeah, so that's basically it. So as you can see, when we refresh, you can see that it goes to the bottom right here. Right, so basically this is it for designing the chat page for our ChatGPT clone. So yeah, hopefully in the next one we are going to be looking at working with the image upload and image optimization and all these other things that come with it, right? So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.